Okay, let's talk about something a lot of us really love: video games. Right? I mean, they're fun, they're exciting, they're a massive part of our lives. But have you ever, actually stopped and thought about who's in charge when you're playing? Is it you or is it the game? We're gonna figure that out and make sure you're the one holding the controller, not the other way around.
First things first, let's get one thing straight. A whopping 90% of kids play video games. 90%. So, if you love gaming, you are definitely not alone. It's a totally normal, totally awesome hobby. This isn't about saying games are bad, not at all. It's just about making sure we're all playing smart.
I want you to think about it like this. Think about candy. A little bit of candy, it's amazing. It's a delicious treat and it feels great. But what if you ate only candy? Like for breakfast, lunch, and dinner? You'd feel pretty sick, right? Tired, weak, just blah. Well, gaming is kind of like that candy, but for your brain. It's fantastic in small doses, but it can cause some real problems if it's the only thing you're doing.
And that's where this big, kind of scary word addiction comes in. But really, the idea is simple. It's just when you feel like you can't stop doing something, even when you start to notice it's causing problems. Making you feel grumpy or getting you into trouble. It's that whole only eating candy feeling, but for an activity.
So why can it be so hard to put the controller down sometimes? Well, it's not some big mystery, and it is definitely not your fault. There's actually some really fascinating brain science behind it. So let's dive into the science of what makes these games so, sticky.
It really all boils down to this little chemical in your brain called dopamine. Think of dopamine as your brain's own personal reward system. When you level up, or you finally beat that tough boss, or find a super rare item in a game, boom! Your brain releases a little hit of dopamine. It feels amazing. It's literally your brain giving you a high five and screaming, "That was awesome! Let's do that again!"
And that feeling creates something that scientists call the dopamine loop. Let's break it down. It's simple. 1, you play the game. 2, your brain releases that feel-good dopamine. 3, you get that awesome rush of excitement. And 4, this is the really crucial part. Your brain starts to crave more of that feeling. And that's what makes you want to keep playing.
Now here is the thing you absolutely have to understand. This isn't an accident. Game designers are brilliant, and they know all about this brain science. They actually build their games specifically to trigger this loop over and over again. Think about it. Random rewards, loot boxes where you never know what you're going to get, daily login bonuses so you feel like you'll miss out if you don't play. It's all designed to keep you hooked. So that feeling of, just one more level, that's partly by design.
Okay, so if games are designed to be this engaging, how in the world do you know when you're just having a good time and when that fun might be crossing a line into something a little less healthy? Let's talk about the warning signs, the red flags you can watch out for.
A really good way to think about these signs is to imagine the warning lights on a car's dashboard. When one of those little lights comes on, it doesn't mean the car is broken or that it's a disaster. It just means, hey, something here needs a little bit of attention. They're just signals to check in with yourself.
So, what do these warning lights even look like? Well, first, there's what we can call the Hulk mood. That's when you get super angry or upset when someone asks you to stop playing. Next up is the loss of fun. This is when you stop doing other stuff you used to love, like playing sports or just hanging out with your friends. Then there's the sneak, lying about how much you're playing or hiding your controller to get in a few extra minutes. And maybe the biggest one of all is the powerless feeling. That's when deep down you actually want to stop playing, but you just feel like you can't.
All right, but here's the good news. Seeing one of these red flags does not mean it's game over. Not even close. It just means it's time to learn some new strategies, a new way to play. So how can you be the boss of your own gaming habits? Let's talk about taking back that control.
I'm gonna let you in on a little secret weapon here. Think of it as a cheat code, but for real life. It's something you can use anytime to help you stay in control.
It's called the 10-second check-in, and it is super easy. While you're in the middle of a game, just hit pause for 10 seconds and ask yourself 3 quick questions. First, a body check. How does my body feel right now? Are my eyes sore? Is my neck getting stiff? Do I have a headache? Second, a feeling check. Am I genuinely having fun, or am I just feeling stressed and frustrated trying to beat this level? And third, the all-important control check. Could I put this controller down right now if I wanted to? Answering those honestly, it is a total game changer.
And hey, beyond that, here are a few more pro tips to be the boss. Set time limits, and I mean actually use a timer and stick to it. Create some screen-free zones in your house, like the dinner table and your bedroom. For sure, power down all screens at least a half hour before bed. That helps your brain chill out and get ready for sleep.
And maybe, most importantly, make sure you're balancing your screen XP with real-life XP. Get out there, do other things, level up in the real world too.
And now for the ultimate power-up. This is the big one, asking for help. I know it can feel really hard to say, but saying something like this, saying, "I'm having a hard time stopping, can you help me?" to a parent or an adult you trust, that is one of the strongest things you can possibly do. They're not going to be mad, trust me. They're going to be proud that you see it and that you're asking for support. It's like calling in your best teammate for some backup.
So when it all comes down to it, I just want you to remember this one thing. It's your controller, and it is your life. You have all the power you need to enjoy games and technology in a way that's healthy and awesome. At the end of the day, that's all technology is. Video games, phones, all of it, they're just tools. They're incredible tools that we can use for fun, to learn things, to connect with our friends, but you are supposed to be in control of the tool, not the other way around.
So I'm going to leave you with one final question to think about. The next time you pick up a controller or your phone, just pause for a second and ask yourself, who's really holding the controller here, you or the game? The answer should always be you. Thanks for hanging out.